Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 10.
Now at 10, a troubling trend.
Something that I'm a little bit paranoid about.
Another crash at a major intersection is raising new concerns. Why drivers say construction along Highway 77 is making a bad situation worse. Then answering the call.
Tonight is the culmination of months of hard work and effort and dedication.
A new class of recruits taking the oath to serve and protect the capital city. How many new officers will don the blue? Plus, turning the corner. After days of intense firefighting, how firefighters are shifting from battle to recovery. And the deal is signed.
I didn't want to see economic catastrophe.
President Trump says the U.S. and Iran have formally reached an agreement to end the war. What's in the deal that's creating tension in Washington? And developing now, questions growing after another crash at a troubled Lincoln intersection.
We try to avoid that intersection at all costs.
Drivers in Lincoln avoiding a traffic-filled construction area. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. A busy intersection in southwest Lincoln has been the site of some serious crashes as of late, including a fatal that happened just last week. Our Jake Coleman is talking with drivers tonight in the area. Jake?
Yeah, good evening, Rod. Right here, this is the intersection of Warlick Boulevard and Highway 77, where drivers are having to be extra cautious when they pass through. They tell me some even do all they can to avoid that area. The intersection of Highway 77 and Warlick Boulevard has been the site of at least 3 crashes in the past week.
Kind of a hassle, but we just try to avoid it.
One crash was fatal, and another, someone was seriously hurt Wednesday morning. You can see the scene of this crash captured by citizen journalist Brian, uploaded to our Now Local News app. But drivers in the area sharing their concerns. With ongoing construction, it's making it difficult to navigate.
I've seen the aftermaths. I have yet to see an actual accident, but I know it's been an absolute hot mess since they started, if we're being honest.
Kelly Potra lives right next to the construction site and believes the crashes have been a result of 2 reasons.
Either people don't understand that there is actually a stoplight system there, or they just assume they can drive through it.
But Brandon Wagner says his biggest concern is cars not coming to a complete stop. He also says he warns his own children to avoid driving through that area.
Nobody slows down for the light. Nobody's really paying attention.
The construction project has been worked on by the NDOT since November. They released a statement in regards to the latest crash, rating the park, quote, "Throughout project phasing, safety is and remains our top priority for the traveling public, contractors, and NDOT staff. The Nebraska Department of Transportation would like to remind drivers to obey all speed limits and traffic signals, particularly in construction zones. But until the project is complete, drivers will continue to be extra aware."
Something that I'm a little bit paranoid about at all times, especially at night going through there. It's just like, I'm going to go well below the speed limit. I'm going to be extra aware just because I know it's just so uncoordinated. Now, to follow up on this morning's crash, the NDOT also stated work on the temporary traffic signal required that signal to be temporarily put in flashing mode, resulting in a flashing red for eastbound and westbound traffic and flashing yellow for north and southbound. Now, the signal remained functional during that repair and returned to standard operating mode within the hour. But officials do say the driver sustained non-life-threatening but serious injuries. They remain in the hospital. For now, reporting here in studio, Jake Coleman, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you so much, Jake. And you heard him say there were 3 recent crashes at that intersection. Here's video from the third one. It involved a Lancaster County deputy and a Lincoln teenager. Officials told me tonight the deputy had lights and the siren on going to a domestic call when the teen entered the intersection. She had serious injuries. Now, Lincoln police are investigating this. They still are, trying to find out what exactly led up to the crash. No tickets have been issued for either driver at this point. Breaking today, big news for the future of season ticket holders at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Following the 2026-27 season, Nebraska basketball will be doing a reseed at PBA. For the latest, let's check in with Channel 8's sports director, Nate Johnson. He joins us here in the studio. Nate?
Yeah, hey, thank you, Rod. Well, I know this will come to displeasure of a lot of Husker season ticket holders, and as demand grows for Nebraska sports, change will follow in this new era of college athletics. And we have seen this process with Nebraska volleyball most recently. As to how the receipt will work, per Nebraska Athletics, all current Nebraska men's basketball season ticket holders will automatically be enrolled in the 2027-2028 men's basketball reseat. Fans without season tickets may enroll in the reseat following the 2026-2027 season. The Huskers Athletic Fund will use their ranking system for all seating and parking selection processes, postseason tickets, and other benefits. To see that, head to HuskerAthleticsFund.com. So to recap, the change will be coming not this season, but next season. Will be a full reseat taking place in the 2027-2028 season. We'll see you back here in the Sports Zone, though. For now, I'll send things back over to you.
Thank you very much, Nate. Breaking now, the president talking with the media. He's confirming the memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran. Let's take a listen.
Mr. President, please, just one question for French TV and the Iran deal. Just one question.
You signed the deal?
Did you sign the MOU?
It's signed. You signed it.
Walking out of dinner at Versailles, met with a wall of reporters looking to hear the news from the president himself. Now, the White House is releasing details of the 14-point agreement, including plans to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and lift sanctions on Iran. The agreement will allow Iran to resume oil sales. The deal also calls for the release of billions of dollars in frozen Iranian assets, while requiring Iran to continue talks about its nuclear program. The announcement is already drawing sharp reaction from lawmakers in Washington, with President Trump defending the agreement.
I didn't want to see economic catastrophe. If you kept this going, that could have happened. But all I know is every time we talked about the possibility of peace, the stock market shot up like a rocket ship.
The U.S. would also work to develop a plan for a $300 billion reconstruction and economic development fund for Iran, not using taxpayer dollars, according to the White House. There will now be 60 days of negotiations over the future of Iran's nuclear program. New at 10, welcoming new faces to the Lincoln Police Force.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Lincoln Police welcoming 17 new officers to its ranks. Recruits completed 22 weeks of training before receiving their badges during a graduation ceremony at Southeast Community College tonight. The class includes recruits from across Nebraska, as well as new officers who moved to Lincoln from across the country and even overseas.
Tonight is the culmination of months of hard work and effort and dedication, a moment you have been waiting for since back in January when you joined our academy.
Leaders say the new officers are joining a department that has helped drive some crime rates to a 20-year low. They'll now move into the next phase of their training before hitting the streets of Lincoln. Right now, a new project is aiming to expand affordable home ownership here in Lincoln. NeighborWorks Lincoln is partnering with Polaris Building Group on a new development at Foxtail Meadows. The project will bring 6 affordable townhomes to first-time home buyers, with plans to eventually expand to a dozen units. The homes will be sold through the Prairie Roots Community Land Trust. All right, what do you say we take a look at your first forecast on this pleasant Wednesday evening? Taking a live look over southeast Nebraska. You know, it felt like summer today. Did you agree? Sunshine and windy. Let's find out how high those gusts got in some areas. Here's Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
For some reason, it felt a little windier than the numbers are actually showing. Maybe that's because it hasn't been that windy around here lately. But we had 30 and 40 mile per hour wind gusts for just about everybody. But that was all. The highest I could find is over there in Valentine at 46 miles per hour. We were at 44 in Norfolk, 33 here in the capital city, along with Beatrice. So really not terrible wind gusts, but it was kind of a windy and very warm day with those temperatures way up there. We're at Alacam at 21st and L Street. We have Just a few clouds here and there. Otherwise, not much going on. A little bit of light rain trying to move through the Panhandle and Cherry County. Most of that not getting to the ground, but we'll see if we can get a sprinkle or two out of it. Temperatures still in the 60s and 70s. We're at 71 in Lincoln and Beatrice, 70 in Columbus. But a dew point is very low, 30s, 40s to around 50 degrees. So we should cool off a little bit without that moisture in the air. The wind speed's way down there, single digits now, 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that's about it. The wind gusts are continuing in western Nebraska, but they are also subsiding a little bit. Hour by hour, those temperatures dropping into the middle 60s, eventually getting into the 70s by noon tomorrow, and that wind speed will be less than 15 miles per hour for a good portion of the overnight into tomorrow. There are chances for rain over the next several days. We'll take a look at that in the forecast.
Thank you, Rusty. New at 10, Governor Pillen is honoring those who answered the call to serve. As Nebraska celebrates Navy Week, the governor spent time recognizing the men and women who have committed their lives to defending our country.
Quickly fell in love with it, and I dreamed of commanding a warship. I've been honored to be able to do that and wear the cloth of my nation.
That was Molly, an Omaha native who joined the Sea Cadets at just 13 years old before going on to serve in the Navy. It's been a busy week for all the right reasons for these sailors as they are recognized during Omaha's Navy Week. The governor showing gratitude to the service members for their commitment as the nation marks its 250th anniversary.
I'm so honored to be with them. They've committed their life to keeping us safe. It's incredible to be here on the 250th anniversary of our great nation. It's incredible. So let me just say on behalf of all Nebraskans, a gigantic, gigantic thank you.
Pillen also saying their service helps ensure the freedoms Americans enjoy today and continue for generations to come. Stay with us. We have plenty more after the break. From response to recovery, the South Fork fire is showing signs of big progress, where we stand now on gaining the upper hand. And all new tomorrow morning, a legacy preserved as the Obama Presidential Center opens to the public. A look at the unique role the library plays in preserving American history.
After a warm day today, we are going to cool off just a little bit over the next couple of days. A decent chance for some storms as we head towards Father's Day weekend. We'll look at that when we come back.
Questions remain tonight why 5 men, including a Nebraskan, were plotting to attack the UFC event at the White House on Sunday. Abraham Alvarez, who lives in Omaha, arrested and remains behind bars today. Many people still shocked that this hits so close to home And the question is, could this have really happened at an event that was very heavily surrounded with security? Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva talking to a UNO professor who studies counterterrorism.
Unfortunately, not surprised that a large, high-profile event like this would have been the target of a violent plot.
Professor Carnes is a leader at Nebraska's NSITE, the National Counterterrorism Innovation Technology Education Center. She says protection at events like Sunday's UFC fight is multifaceted and complex.
This is typically you're going to have stakeholders from different law enforcement agencies, potentially oversight with federal law enforcement, as well as potentially private security, nearby businesses.
Working together to not only protect the event, but also the surrounding areas. But despite this, individuals like Abraham Hermosillo Alvarez out of Omaha will try doing so in cahoots with others across the country.
This is something that is becoming somewhat more common, where it is disparate actors who are connecting over the internet, perhaps have never even met each other in real life, and are planning to engage in this real life violence.
Other trends, the use of unmanned aerial systems. So how can the everyday person recognize it before it happens?
One of the things that is so critically important and happened here is that one of the individuals who's been arrested, his mother actually noticed behavioral changes in him and what he was doing.
Carnes adds this is extremely critical during earlier stages.
One is expecting that someone's mother is going to have all of the expertise to get to the bottom of what's going on, but she did the right thing. She alerted law enforcement who do have that expertise, and to be able to look at this more holistically and see that there actually is a plot that was underway, and being able to step in and thwart that actual plot.
Danielle Da Silva for Channel 8 News.
Alvarez, who is charged with conspiracy to murder, will be back in court for a preliminary hearing 1 week from today. Well, a tragic day in Omaha. Police saying 6 people were killed today. This is just one of the crime scenes. 4 people who died today were apparent murder-suicides. Another person was killed in a shooting, and another lost at a fire. The police department reminding residents there are resources available for people who are going through a crisis. New developments tonight as firefighters enter a new phase of the South Fork fire response. Crews spent most of the day patrolling and taking part in mop-up operations. Get this, containment is now at 80%. As you can see here, firefighters spending the day extinguishing remaining hot spots and strengthening containment lines on the South Fork fire. Officials say conditions do remain stable. However, with no big changes to the fire spread, crews are starting to restore areas that were impacted by firefighting operations as close as possible to their original condition.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
When we have warm days, sometimes it feels more warm when we don't cool off at night. And that's kind of what happened early this morning and today. We did not cool off very much. In fact, 71 for the low happened very early in the morning. By about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, we were already in the middle 70s in many spots, and then eventually made it to 87, which isn't bad, but we just couldn't cool off very much overnight. So if you went outside early this morning, dog woke me up at like 7 o'clock this morning, and I went outside with her, and it was just, it had that, if you were outside, you know what I'm talking about. 87 for a high, though, that's where we're supposed to be. Hey, here we go. Oh, now what are they doing? Oh my goodness. That is a brand new, oh my goodness. Look at that, see that? This was not like this yesterday. Well, all right, I guess. I mean, it's going to be a nice road. 48th and Cornhusker Highway, ABC Seamless Cam. Wow, I was not expecting to see that. Okay, let's see. Temperatures right now, I got to focus. 60s and 70s, 71 in Lincoln and Beatrice. Comfortable, but still very mild out there. What do our dew points look like? Not bad, 50 degrees. So it's not as muggy as it was last night, especially this morning. So it feels a little bit better out there. And the wind has finally subsided. We're at 6 or 7 miles per hour. and no wind gusts. So it may be over here on the other side of Omaha, but at least the wind has died down. A little bit left over in western Nebraska. So what's going on out there now? Just some cloud cover, one little boundary layer that was up here earlier, now just sparking a few very light rain showers. This may eventually turn into a little light rain from Omaha to Columbus, up through Broken Bow and towards the Panhandle, and slowly sags to the south. I highly doubt we're going to see much of anything out of this, but maybe a sprinkle, maybe a light rain shower, that would be about it. Otherwise, eventually seeing mostly sunny skies the second half of the day tomorrow, and mostly clear skies tomorrow night. Fast forward to Saturday, keeping a close eye on this. This is what it looked like yesterday. This is what it looks like today. When the Storm Prediction Center puts out a risk like this, a possible or a higher chance, this early, when it's 4 or 5 days away, there's usually good signals that something is coming our way, and that's the case here. And this is what I've been seeing. Now, I looked at a different medium range model, and it has a little bit different timing, but this timing has 4 p.m. in western Nebraska, then eventually spreading into eastern Nebraska by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, the heavier stuff out here. That's what that medium range model has. It has everything in central and western Nebraska until late. This is 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning before it really starts to move into eastern Nebraska and eventually moves through Sunday morning. So we'll see how this all plays out. We've got several days to fine tune this. This is an early heads up that something looks like it's headed our way as we head through the weekend. And we could see a lot of rain. This would be the benefit of all of that, is we could see a lot of rain. Unfortunately, it's on Father's Day. I called Mother Nature, didn't care. Right around 60 for a low tonight. High tomorrow, only around 80, maybe. It could be in the upper 70s for a good portion of the day. And then as we head through the rest of the week, storms are possible. A spot shower on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the best chance, and then more storms possible next week, hopefully, because we do need the rain. Okay, another true or false here. Lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun. Is that true or false?
That's true.
That's true? What do you think, Nate?
The surface of the sun? I'm going to go false.
It's true.
Oh, what?
Lightning is 54,000 degrees. The surface of the sun is 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The core of the sun is like millions of degrees. So that's probably where you got mixed up.
I was going to say, no way. Okay.
Yeah. It's just one of those, I remember hearing that years ago, because I thought the other way too. All right, thank you so much, Rusty. Hey, we're heading into the Sports Zone next. What do you have for us today?
Yeah, we're taking a look at the Nebraska volleyball team. Another recruit is coming to Lincoln here in a few years. And, of course, we'll be looking at the College World Series from the semifinal action. We'll be right back.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Greens Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for tuning into the Sports Zone tonight. Nebraska picked up 2 big commits this week, and today the Husker volleyball team picked up a third top 10 recruit from the class of 2028. A 6'5" opposite from San Juan Hills, California, Megan Hodges. 3 huge gets for Big Red. We'll start with Hodges, who is thought of as the top opposite hitter in the class of 2028. She is the number 3 overall prospect by Prep Volleyball and the number 6 prospect by Prep Dig. Hodges helped lead San Juan Hills High School to back-to-back South Coast League championships in 2024 and 2025. She led the team with 381 kills, 73 blocks, and 38 aces in 29 matches last season. And she joins 2 other top 10 recruits in the class of 2028, starting with 6'2" setter Jocelyn Samuels from South Dakota. She's the number 4 overall prospect according to Prep Dig and number 6 by Prep Volleyball. And she joins Nebraska native Shayla Rautenberg, who is Prep Dig's number 3 overall prospect and Prep Volleyball's number 4 prospect in the class of 2028, who helped Milford win state titles in both volleyball and basketball this year. Nebraska volleyball is cooking this offseason, bringing in some top talent. Let's talk some baseball now. The semifinals were underway at the College World Series today from up in Omaha, and the action started with North Carolina and West Virginia. The Tar Heels won the first meeting between these two in a 5-2 to win. Today, the offense was just humming, scoring 8 runs in the first 3 innings. After 6, it was 10-2. The Mountaineers, they did fight back a little bit. The finish, though, 12-7 North Carolina. They advanced to the championship game. And then playing the night game was Oklahoma and Georgia. The Sooners getting the job done. They are advancing to the championship series after an 11-4 victory this evening. From the College World Series, professional baseball, let's check in on some of our local teams. We'll start with the Lincoln Salt Dogs, who picked up another win tonight, 8-3 the final this evening. Omaha and St. Paul was postponed, and then Kansas City also picked up a victory over Washington, 6-2. Finally, the FIFA World Cup continued on today with some big games. Let's take a look at kind of what's transpired this evening. The final first-round games here. Portugal, Congo DR, drawed at 1-1. England with a big win over Croatia, 4-2. Ghana stunning Panama out there in the final minutes, 1-0. And then in progress right now, Colombia and Uzbekistan. That will do for sports tonight, though. Rob will go ahead and send things back over to you.
Thank you, Nate. Final check of your weather next. New at 10, a Kearney police officer getting some unexpected firefighting praise. Police sharing a lighthearted thank you to Officer Epley. He helped put out a fire before firefighters even arrived. The fire in question, smoke rising from a rekindled unattended fire pit. The department jokingly said he should stay a police officer. He's smiling there. Look at that. All right, let's get a final look at the weather, Rusty.
That'd be like me trying to anchor or something. You just keep doing weather, Rusty. No way. Temperatures tomorrow are going to be cooler than they were today. I think we'll see some 80s. Maybe. Most of us going to be in the middle and upper 70s for highs tomorrow. So a little cooler day tomorrow.
Rusty. Andrew in Houston will be here bright and early at 5 o'clock. Jimmy Kimmel is next. Have a great night.
The Jalapeno Popper Frenchie. Creamy and crunchy in each delicious bite. Enjoy this bold new taste or the timeless original. Frenchies at Amigo's King's Classic.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.